Welcome to Learn with Invent. In today's section, we are going to swap two numbers without using a temporary variable. Let's see the logic first. At first, we are going to get number 1 and number 2 from the user. For example, let number 1 be 10 and number 2 be 12. Without using temporary variable, I am going to use the logic of addition and subtraction in this method. Let's first add the two numbers. My first number is 10 plus 12, which is equal to 22. I am going to save 22 in number 1. The value of number 1 has changed from 10 to 22. Next, I am going to do the subtraction operation. I am going to subtract number 1 from number 2. That is number 22 minus my number 2 value is 12, which is equal to 10. I am going to assign this to number 2. Now my number 2 value is 10, number 1 value is 22. Again I am going to use a subtraction method. This time I am going to subtract number 1 minus number 2. My number 1 value is 22 and my number 2 value is 10, which is equal to 12. Now I am going to assign this to my number 1 value, which is equal to number 1. Our output is number 2, which is equal to 10, and number 1, which is equal to 12. Hence we have swapped the two numbers without using any temporary variables. Let's start our program now. I have commented out the logic for our reference. Let's start our coding. First include our header files. Next we are going to initiate our main function. Write the body of your program. At first we are going to use two variables, int number 1 and int number 2. So declare the variables at first. End of statement. Next we are going to get the user input for number 1. So a printf statement. Enter the first number. End of statement. Get the variable from the user and store it in the number 1. So scanf %d stands for decimal value, comma, ampersand num1. We know that ampersand is an address operator. So I am going to get the first number and store it in the place number 1. Next we are going to get the second number from the user. So printf, enter the second number, end of statement. Store the value of second number, same decimal value, end of statement. Save your work. Let's compile our program. We have no errors. So start further proceeding. So now we are going to write the logic. So logic at first is we are going to add the two numbers. Number 1 plus number 2. I am going to equate it to number 1. So num1 is equal to number 1 plus number 2. End of statement. Second logic is we are going to subtract the two numbers. So subtract these two numbers and we are going to save it in the variable number 2. So enter num2 is equal to num1 minus num2. End of statement. Last and final logic is we are going to subtract again the number 1 and number 2 and going to save it in number 1. So number 1 is equal to number 1 num1 minus num2. We have finished writing our logic. Next step we are going to print our output. So printf, after swapping the first number is decimal value, comma, the variable is number 1, end of statement. Second number, after swapping the second number is %d, comma, my second variable num2, end of statement. Save your work. Compile. No errors. Run your project work. Get the first number from the user, 3, enter. Second number, 4, enter. After swapping, the first number is 4 and after swapping the second number is 3. We are going to give getch. We are going to give getch to keep our console open. Since it is a developer C++ environment, the console waits. Try a 2-digit variable. Let's take 80. Second number be 20. After swapping, the first number is 20 and after swapping, the second number is 80. We have successfully completed our second program. Keep coding with us. Thank you.